Morning. Hey, how everybody? It's a good morning, and this is the morning the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Hey, you got super tones and lovely Mel this morning, and we here under the tree enjoying. Just this morning, I want to say there was about a few years ago, there was this little team called the Voss, and they gave me this T-shirt. I want you to see, uh, and nowadays, this was back in the day. This was a T-ball. I say about 3, 4 years ago. It was a T-ball team called the Boss, and they play at Freedom Farm. And this is, and you got to support the kids because this is where it starts from. And I'm this is a baseball team, but I was a basketball man. But what I like about it is that so many years that um, Freedom Farm has had these kids and developing these kids' skills. But it's not just developing the kids' skills, is that they are packing lives. And I think for my 5 cents this morning is that men needs to do more with their kids. And a great thing is to bring them out to softball, bring them out to baseball, bring them out to basketball, soccer, tennis, the sport, and be a real, spend time and teach them, not actually the sport. See, everybody think, well, I ain't got to play with the sport and play with the team, and it ain't that. It's to see how the kids get along and bring your kid out so they learn how to give, play, share the ball, share the bat, run around, to be together, and to compromise. All of these things work in hands, and this is where it started. And so today, I will say to all the fathers out there, spend times with your son. Take him to the beach. Take him somewhere with other kids involved so they can have that interaction and know how to get along, because most kids are grown up inside the house. They can't function when they get out. And so it's have a big problem. They don't even know when to run, when to walk away, and when to say no because they're so selfish. They're so selfish because they don't know how to communicate. It's causing a problem with them. And that's my 5 cents a day. Fathers need to take the kids so from small they learn how to interact with one another. My 5 cents.
Very powerful 5 cent, Tony.
Mhm.
And I am continuing with our health segment and prevention. Now, I don't know, our viewers may have noticed in our last segment that I didn't get very far. I reiterated some stuff. And after our Wednesday segment, I have been going over in my head, thinking how to make a good impact when there is so much information out there and we're talking prevention. I know people are just simply tired of hearing all this talk. Um, and so in my head, the only thing that came up was a lot of cliches, a lot of resistant responses to people as they hear about health. It's like all these people do is talk about health, health, health. Um, you gotta die someday, something could carry you. Um, and the list goes on. And then I thought about the image that I shared on the first morning, which would have been Monday, where in that image you have some keywords. You have health, you have prevention, then you have some images. This is the weight in ounces, and then you have the weight in pounds. And I mentioned the cliche where we grew up hearing an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And what I thought was like, people are tired. They're tired. So the thing that came to my mind is to make this a more personal and intimate challenge for individuals. In the medical field, there are three levels of prevention. You have the primary prevention, you have the secondary prevention, and then you have tertiary, meaning stage one. That means before anything happens, you take some action. But in order to take action, you have to know what action is necessary. And then for me as a coach, I usually take an individualized approach to everything, whether it's prevention, whether it's intervention, or whether it's just maintenance of your well being. And so today, I want to do something out of the ballpark against the green. And I want to invite every viewer to our show to do something. Prevention, like everything else, is an individual journey. You, as an individual, must take responsibility. And in order to do that, you have to know yourself. You have to know where you are. People always talk about know your numbers. So, this is my challenge to you today, every viewer. And then I want you, when you have finished doing it, to invite every member of your family, every friend in your circle to do this. And guess what it is? Strip naked, stand in the mirror, stare at yourself for 2 minutes and see what you see, how you feel, and what you think about what you see and how you feel. Because next week, we're going to get on the bicycle and we're going to start riding. There are so many things that we need to do in order to experience good health. But it begins with taking a look at the person in the mirror because you have your individual journey and everyone else have theirs. So with all the information that's out there, you have to be able to filter out what's good for you and use it to your advantage. And that's my health segment for this morning, Tony.
Everybody take away one thing: strip in the mirror. That's you think you
Yeah,
you get yeah,
get
strip in the
naked.
mirror. That's what they get from that. All of
Come
that.
to grips with yourself.
Strip in the mirror. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's we can get to that topic, but let's take strip in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
See, because a lot of people miss that. So I want to break that down in detail. First, when you strip in the mirror, before you strip in the mirror, you have a mind that when I strip in the mirror, what I stripping for. See, it's a mindset thing. Because I just need to strip in the mirror. So I can encourage people to strip in the mirror. See, this is why I'm going to support you wholeheartedly. Because strip in the mirror has so many great things. A lot of people they miss that. I don't want to miss this. First, you got to think, what are I stripping in the mirror for? See, that's the key. But when you strip in the mirror and you stop and focus on what you've seen in the mirror, just stop, take your mind away from all the things and just look in the mirror and look at your good, great body that God has given you. There's a couple of things come into play when they're stripping the mirror. One of the things is the fact is, I alive. Jesus, Lord, I'm living. Look at me. See the words? Look at me. Then you will now, the second thing, you will now start to appreciate you, what you have here. When you look at yourself. Because most time people don't look at themselves. It begins when people look at themselves. Look at me. First, God has made me wonderful and beautifully made. Boom. That's the first thing. That's the physical aspect. Now let's get into the mental aspect when you look at the person in the mirror. When you look at the mirror, your mind wander. Your mind will start thinking, okay, I, I'm going deep here. I, I thought, I thought my breast was saggy. I thought my breast. You know what? I really, somebody love beautiful hanging breasts. As it, because everybody, some people needs uplifting because they're fat or because they're out of weight, or and they may have where they go into this mindset and this emotion that they're not good enough, or they're not pretty enough, or they're not, or I too black, or I got too much bungy, or my lip too big. When you look in the mirror and you understand, oh shucks, it's okay.
Yep.
The mind. See, so when you say look in the mirror, you are helping people to get in touch with themselves. They now understand that, oh, okay, you know what? This isn't such bad as all. Oh, you know, I get my hip little, you know, I losing a little bit of weight here. So, oh, I could continue on to do what I do. Positive, you know, and that is the key of looking in the mirror.
Yep.
And so that got me. So I had to elaborate on that.
Okay.
It got me. So if
Yep.
it got me, I guaranteed should get somebody else. So I guarantee if stop taking it literally and take it deep,
Mhm.
go look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror
Yeah.
and check and just be quiet and just look at you.
That's key.
Hmm.
That is key.
And you would be surprised to know what you learn about you in that moment. You
Yep.
know, some people don't like their toes. They're like, oh, my toe, you know, my toe. I got to keep covering up shoes. I can't wear slippers because my toes look like this. Look in the mirror. See, all these things, that look in the mirror got me, you know. Me and you never discussed me look in the mirror, but that's because on our journey in our show was based on inspiring, motivating, uplifting. They were the things. And so if we could just uplift one person, we need millions and thousands. You know what I say? One person at a time, we accomplish what we set out to do.
Yep.
That's the key.
Mhm.
And that was not our topic, but sorry, sorry,
Yeah. Well,
I
we're
just
continuing with
I
the
just carried
man
away.
up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Manning up. Manning up.
Manning up. Our
Yeah.
topic was manning up, and we're supposed to continue on manning up. Um, um, not necessary. Like last show, I say manning up, and you know good this, and you Negroes have to man up. And I will be talking about manning up with the children and how we allow the children to be pigeon and loose, and man don't show up, and man don't do their duty. And but also today we can deal with man in relationship,
Mhm.
where in the relationship, men are not showing up. See, it goes, our show is based on the relationship, and it goes with love and relationship, and it goes relationship with people, relationship relationship. And so when we're talking about manning up in a relationship, there's certain things a woman require from a man, and not necessarily a man have to show up. When we say man up, we mean show up, be counted. Money don't have to be the key for a man to show up, because a woman puts her life, she puts her life, put her life in your hand, right? She she wants you to be her leader or mentor or husband, we call it. And once you take on a role as a husband and leader of your family, the wife somehow look up to you to lead spiritually, financially, mentally. And so when you're not showing up in this department, things start cracking. The walls start cracking. And most times it is very difficult for the wall to cement, for the relationship to go back in its place, because the relationship has so many cracks. It's very difficult for it to be mended, because cracks, if you watch cracks on glass, once they crack, if you don't drill a hole and stop it where it crack, it continue running straight down the line and continue. And so when we talk about man manning up, we talking about man showing up and being a man. See, words out my mouth is key to my relationship. When I say relationship, I mean my family relationship. I'm talking about the whole relationship. See, when I see most men in the Bahamas, and I go on record, do not man up when they speak. Their words can't be trusted. They lie through the skin of their tongue. They tell you, I am going to do something, and they find an excuse when they don't do it. You got to man up. You got to be a man and say, well, I supposed to do that, but what happened? I couldn't get there because this, that, and that. You have to man up. There's too many of us, and I include myself. If too many of us has this thing where we make promise to woman and we never deliver. And I'm not talking about finance. I'm talking about promise. Example, I'm going to love you to the day you die. And you can be the only woman in my world. 90% of Bahamian men can't raise their hand. That's a word they can't live by.
Well, that
Go ahead.
is that is I'm not sure if I want to defend a man, but
I know.
I
Go ahead.
think make promises in the newness of relationship before we really get to know whether you're compatible with this individual. You're fascinated, you're invigorated by the newness of the relationship, the beauty of the individual, the external beauty. But when you get to know the character of the individual, yes, you may still love that individual, but because of the character, you find yourself pulling away, um, not being happy with the journey with that individual. And so to say that they don't live up to their word, either the word was very superficial or it was just stated to be able to get to the next level in the relationship.
Yeah, but what? See, you bring things out of me. Let me. I think you're provoking me. See. Before let me say something to you. First of all, let's look at this way. You gonna wait till you done marry me to figure out you ain't want nothing to do with me? You just lying to me?
Well, that's why you shouldn't rush into marriages. You shouldn't rush into making statements before you get to know who you're making this statement to.
But
And
that's
I
what
would say,
but that's what Bahamians do. Bahamians, listen. The Bahamians are. I am a Bahamian, full bred, born Bahamians. But you know what? Bahamians will disappoint me. Why you put your finger in your mouth? I
I'm
know,
sorry.
I know. Yeah, but Bahamians will disappoint me so much until see where I sit. I could speak of that. Bahamians talk, 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 and no action. All you have to do, and I don't want to get off my topic, but all you have to do is look around. Just, just come out your car one day, jump in your car, and ride down the road. And don't go far. Just ride 3 corners, and then come back home. And you know what you'll be saying? There's a few things you can say. Boy, we joking, and you know why you can say that? A couple of things you can encounter. One of the things you can encounter, the road's got a lot of hole. Second thing you can encounter, the sidewalk is so dirty, trash everywhere. Don't care where you go. And you know, when like I said, when you come back, last thing you encounter, and you know what you can say? This is what you can say. Man, you don't care what we do. These behemoth. This is what you can say. Don't care what we do. You try. They can keep on trying. So we myself to stop. That's the mentality. And you know why that mentality? Because we do the same thing all the time, the same way. There's no change. Doing the same thing all the time.
so whatever we do out there in the society, we do in our relationships, in
Ah,
our jobs.
there you go. And I wish women was listening. I wish a lot of women listen to this. See, 'cause this is what I'm talking here. And when I talk about the road, they accept the same thing. They are sitting home, wonder why the man ain't manning up. You know why the man ain't manning up? Because you're accepting the same nonsense. Same thing I talk about. It's the same thing as this is why I say Bahamians is a joke. They would not. You want to see something? Let me decide with a protest on something that is good for your child. Let's say your child going to get medical and couldn't get it, and your child had sick, and me and you agreed to go protest in front of it. Their child sick, you know.
Hmm.
You think they can show up? And you know why they ain't gonna show up? Because the mindset is that they thinking they gonna rub somebody wrong that they hold dear to their heart. Let me explain. Let me break it down since you don't get that. Let me answer. I's a PLP or IFNM and so on. My party in power, so I can't go. Yeah, yeah. Because somebody, I think it seems like I protesting against my party because it's my party time now. See, foolishness got all us fooled. We're doing the same thing Same way, all the time, you get the same results. If you damn put water on the ground, the water can dry up in the hot sun. So why you keep on putting water in the sun if you want the water to stay there? Why you keep putting it in the sun? Because you know the sun can burn it up. Put it under the tree or something. See, this is what we do. So woman, let's go back in the cup. I'm staying on my topic. So what man will not man up because they do the woman accept the same foolishness all
Mm,
the time.
that's interesting.
You know your husband scheming. You catch your husband scheming. You pat him on the shoulder because there's some things come to play. You never got yourself independent in the relationship. You never could stand on your 2 feet because you depend on him financially. Because most of it be financially. So what happened? You can't leave. So you can pat him on the shoulder and then you can go back to the same old thing. And then he can do it again. And then you go and complain to your family members and your friends how bad he is, he this, he that. But never you do the same thing, same way. So we go back to manning up. Let's stay right there. I don't want to stray. So man realized that you was a joke. So he don't need to man up. He don't need to man up in the home. He don't need to man about the home. He could play the same little game and have you right in the corner.
Now,
So
Tony, there's a twist to that.
yeah, I know it's a twisted. I was going there, but you go ahead. You want to twist it? Go ahead. I can preach. You go ahead.
I agree that some women sit and allow things to happen. But
Mhm.
what about those men that are at the bar complaining that their woman complained too much?
Those fellas at the bar then pass the stage of what we're talking about. They then pass. They're going on to say, you know what? I am going to survive in this relationship. I am not. There's no reason for me to man up because the woman ain't listening to me. And I know I try to be a man in my house because all the woman do is ignore my call. So they then pass the stage is that the little girl who checking at the bar who listens to him because she only wants his money, but she can listen because that worked for him. So when I come home now, I don't even want to bathe and go to bed. I even want sex from you. But I got to play that role to make you believe that I still here. I ain't there.
I'm sure that that explains what I am hearing
Go
or
ahead.
what I heard in the preceding section. The thing is,
Tell me.
you can't seem to get it right. You try to get a man to man up,
Mm-hmm.
and then he complains that you complain too much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like men have a way of wiggling out of the responsibility that they
Maybe
have.
you complaining too much.
So you tell him once, and then if he don't do, then what do you do?
Oh, that's the point you can get. I know that's why I was trying to avoid that. I kind of
Uh-huh.
I, I yeah.
Full circle.
So you said it again to
Full
make sure.
circle.
Said it again. Would you say?
How do you get a man to listen?
How
How
do you
do
get?
you get a man to stay on course?
How do you get him to man up? That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah. How
There's
do
a
you
few.
get it?
There's a few things you could do to get a man to man up. Most men have a weak spot. You have to find his weak spot. and you work on his weak spot. Most women so focused. See, not hitting the woman. The woman has so many things to do in her head. This is how she thinks. I got this, I got that, I got the children, I got this, I got a plan. This. Nobody actually do all of that. You take that on yourself. So if you were smart to get the man up, if you make him responsible, and the way to make him responsible, from the beginning of the relationship, you say to him, I'm not a machine. I looking for somebody to support me. So it's not, see, where we get wrong, where man get wrong, man talk foolishness. Man don't believe that they ain't supposed to wash no clothes and they ain't supposed to do this and they ain't supposed to help with the dishes and they. Let me tell you something. Man's supposed to help in every area to make the relationship work.
Say that again.
Man supposed to help in every area to make the relationship work.
And vice versa.
Yes, it's a partnership. It work together. I don't own you, you don't own me. What it is, I might be head of the house, but I am not head of you.
No.
God
But
is head
we
of
are
you.
in a partnership.
Right. But
So
I
like,
lead, right. But I lead because the respect level has to be there. Somebody
mhm.
has to lead. You go into a corporation or bank, somebody got to be the manager. Somebody got to make some tough decisions. And because the good Lord know y'all move with emotions, he put the man ahead. That's what he did. He made man ahead. Because man is not going to, he might be emotional, but he ain't going to lead with emotion. He can lead with strength.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as we wrap up this
Mm-hmm.
segment today,
Mm-hmm.
Tony, I think you have literally given our viewing audience, men and women,
Yeah,
the key, and that is establish and maintain the partnership, work together as a team.
mm-hmm.
Too many women take away the manpower, make him demasculinated.
Exactly. That's why you have so many men and punks because they take away their power. And let me hold on before we finish. Let me give you a story. Believe this story. It happens from home. Most men you see gay, most men you see soft and can't 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 make decisions. That's what I call it. I don't want to say weak, but can't make the decisions and the right decisions is because what they see from home, what
Yeah,
they learn from
yeah,
home.
yes.
You won't see something. Just look at this. What I can give you. If you see a man, mother, and he lives at home, and the mother keeps his house clean, he's gonna carry that. Don't mind, don't mind. He go and he ain't clean the house, but he's gonna carry. Cause what he mightn't clean the house he marrying, but he'll always throw in your face. You know what he gonna say? My mother house was always clean.
Yeah.
So you know what he's trying to tell you, right? Let me break it down. I mightn't clean it, but my mother clean it. So you take me as a wife, you should be
Husband.
cleaning it.
Mhm.
So 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 he still carry, even if you don't clean, he's still carrying it. He letting you know. So start from home. These,
Yeah.
all these things start from home. And what is going on and why man is not manning up is because the mothers is not making them responsible at home. The mothers treat them like king.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let them feed them, bring them back home, cook, wash their clothes. The mothers ain't guiding them that one day you're gonna have a wife that you can be in charge of, or you can be a part of, and you gotta do your part. And you gotta strengthen your family. You
But
gotta
know, In addition to the nuclear family,
Mhm.
which each segment makes up the wider community, when you look at our community and you see clusters of men and young boys together, it says that out of, say you have 10 people together,
Mhm.
there's always one leader. So what happened to you, the other nine? You are a leader within your own rights, but
Mhm.
you choose to follow someone else. Go into your home and assume your leadership role.
But, but
That doesn't mean a bully role, it doesn't mean a controller role, it means a leader.
but remember now.
Leader.
Let me break down what you just saw into also tap into the crime too. I can give
Mm,
you something. You said a group of men together.
mhm.
A lot of people miss that, interpret that one guy is leading all of them. No, let me tell you. See, a lot of people get that wrong. There's group of guys you see together, as you call them.
Mm-hmm.
They discussing their attack or what they're gonna do. They might say you. They call you the leader, but deep down inside that pack, if it's 10 people, there's 10 leaders.
That's
Because what? Because what happens? Watch now. What happens? 10 of all of them will lead, but at this moment, to be a part of this organization, I gotta let you lead.
uh,
But I am now trying to be the leader in all the organizations that said it. There's always somebody in the group want to be a leader,
okay.
and so what you have there is a crowd mentality. We can do this to get along because it's see men gather in groups because they like to have fun,
Mm,
and men want to lay back and enjoy their free time. That's what they call it.
mm,
So what happens when the park turn into be free time, turn into be crime or whatever other area it goes into? Let's say all us stick together and start having girlfriends. All us
right.
married, and we
Yeah.
start when one started to have a girlfriend, and his
Yeah.
influence started to turn the park into instead of a social club to a girlfriend. You understand me?
Mm,
And so what happens? The one that leads the pack, he lose control because there's so many other leaders trying to emerge. So
mm,
he, watch this now, he lose focus on what we come to do. He started to divide and conquer, not look ahead. He started to fight to stay the leader.
okay.
That is the focus of crime. That's why you have the fractions. That's why you have this person break out because he want to lead and come with his own fraction. And then somebody else from under, and you have now three and four fraction of the same fighting against one another.
Mm,
And that's why I say on my show Monday, crime is not cars and gun and uniform. You can't fight crime. That's the end of crime. That's when you done die or somebody get killed and the police shows up. That's how we're trying to fight crime. When the police,
yeah.
somebody done died.
Reactive rather than proactive.
So what they need in this country is bright minds to get together and come up with a plan, not politics Politicians. See, politicians are the end. They they put the law in place. The technocrats is the one who bring the plan, and politicians put it in law. What has happened? We have in the reverse. We have the politicians telling the technocrats what to do.
Mm.
Never solve crime.
Yeah.
Leadership. Leadership. Going right back at this. Man up. First, you got to be a leader to man up. Gotta
Mm.
close our show. Right? End with this. First, we got to be a leader to man up.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. We have come to the end of yet another week, and
Mhm.
Tony has said a power pack mouthful.
Mhm. And all they have to do is man up. In your home, all you got to do, you ain't got to be the boss, you know. All you do is be the man you're supposed to be. Know your role. If you don't know your role, call, search, read. Read Bahamas. That's Melanie, that's your line. Read Bahamas. You know you love that one, right?
Yeah.
Read, research. If you're not sure, find the person that you have great respect for. Watch how your neighbor, your pastor, whoever runs their family, and just have a conversation. Listen, have a conversation. Communication is the key. So if you have a conversation and you say, well, you know what, I have a little issue here. Yeah, just ask the questions. And if he's a good person, an honest person, he will give you good advice. That's my 5 cents. All right, everybody. It's Mel and Tony under the tree chat. This is where we meet every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:15. Early birds, get up, stand up for your rights. Don't give up the fight. Mel, have a great day.
You too.
You're right.